And welcome to today's video where I will be rehousing Bertie into his larger enclosure. So if you remember when I first got Bertie, I bought him and a large enclosure from Nest because I knew he would eventually need to go in here. So at the beginning of Bertie's journey, he wasn't eating so much. He was very picky. He would only eat like blue bottle flies, green bottle flies, house flies, nothing else. And so he was looking quite skinny. He wasn't growing as quick. And I know males are generally smaller than females, but he was very small. And then all of a sudden he's gone through this growth spurt, and now I'm like, wow, I really need to move him in here. And yes, that is Jack Skellington. There's also Sally on Betty's enclosure. I make these little vinyl stickers on our Etsy store, which I'll get into our Etsy store a little bit later in this video, but I quite like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take off the last bits of cover paper that protect the acrylic. The only downside of this is it makes it super static, and I have dogs and dog hair is getting stuck to everything. Next we're going to add in substrate. Now substrate isn't super essential for the species just because they don't really tunnel or burrow, and they don't really require super high humidity, so you don't want to make the enclosure too damp or too humid. But I do like to add in some substrate just because I kind of like the natural look, but I know a lot of people will go like full-blown doll's house enclosure for their jumping spider, which looks really cool as well. So now the messy part's done, let's add in some natural decorations. So I like to use cork bark. It just covers a nice area. They like to climb up it, hide behind it. So I'm going to anchor it in the dirt a little so it's a bit fixed in place. It's not going to suddenly slide and squish him. Then I have this fake plant, which I'm just going to put up here. And then comes the fun part, adding in all the little bits of furniture. Now, if you didn't know, we have an Etsy shop, The Bearded Shrimp. And one thing we love to make items for is jumping spiders. We have a range of products, and I have to give a shout out to Creality. So we already had our own printers, we were already printing items for our shop, but Creality reached out to us and asked if we wanted to try the CR10 Smart Pro. And it has been incredibly reliable for our business, and if you ever fancy making something for your pets and you want to get into 3D printing, then this may be the printer for you. I will say we mainly make small items, whereas this printer is very big, and you could probably print up to like 30-40 centimeters tall of an item. So it is quite big for us, but it's very reliable, and if you've ordered from our shop, there is a chance that your item has been printed on that printer. I'll leave links below, but they did send this to me and I just wanted to give them a shout out. But now onto the 3D printed items we make that I want to add in here. So the first one I'm going to add in is the spood tube. I have named them spood tubes. Basically I was inspired by the little hammocks they make when they're about to molt, or like when older spiders struggle to make their own webs. I wanted to give them something to sort of support them and get them high up. And to my surprise, because we like to test out our items for a while before we actually put them on our shop, this was an instant hit with both of my spiders, and I often find Bertie and Betty in theirs. So another thing I'm going to add in is Bertie's lime green Death Star. We have normal hides like this, we have Death Star hides. We are looking into doing pokeable versions of these hides. You can't really see the Death Star as much in the lime, but you know, Bertie likes his hide. Now the next thing I'm going to add, and this is actually a new product that we're only just adding on the shop today, so it'll probably be out by the time this video comes out, but something I really like. I really love the look on Monstera leaves, and so I wanted to make a ledge like that. Our cloud ledges have been super popular and people's spiders seem to like them, so I wanted to make a different design, and so we went with the Monstera leaf. At the moment, Bertie's enclosure is looking very green, so I am going to add in his little purple feeding platform. This is good if you're trying to offer like a pupa or like a mealworm, something that isn't flapping around, that will kind of stay in a bowl. I mean, we can't guarantee they won't escape. The pupas will be fine, they will stay in there, but the mealworms might escape. So that is all done. I feel like I'm going to call this one the Jungle Adventure enclosure. Lots of green, lots of natural elements, but also we've got a fun ledge, fun hides, and a feeding platform. In Bertie's old enclosure, he does have a cat tree. That was literally inspired by me looking at my cat niece and cat nephew on their cat tree, and I was like, spiders need this. We need a spider cat tree. So he actually used that straight away, but I feel like it doesn't really go with this vibe. But one thing I love, and I think a lot of people love about having jumping spiders, is all the little bits you can get for their enclosures and completely transform them, and they seem to be very appreciative of it. So let's move Bertie in. So here's Bertie modelling on the spood tube. It's really his colour, you know, it really makes his little face pop. Right, so I just put him in the spood tube so I can put him in easily. Sorry, these magnets are going crazy over here. Pretty much all of our items are held in with magnets, and that can get a little crazy sometimes. So he's up here in his little spood tube. So there he is in his tube. We do have a heart-shaped one, a hexagon one, and a star one. We'll probably make other shapes in the future. I'm sorry this seems like a big promo for my Etsy shop. I mean, it's something I'm extremely passionate about at the moment. I love making things for animals and seeing those animals really enjoy them and getting your guys' feedback. I mean, we don't just provide stuff for Jumping Spider, also tarantulas, geckos, frogs, snails, you know. So it's just, I'm very passionate about it at the moment, and I was looking forward to putting together Bertie's enclosure. Also shout out to Spoodiness, where this enclosure is from, and actually where Bertie's from and Bertie's from. I did pay for this enclosure myself. I did pay for Bertie myself. So this isn't a promo or anything like that, but as a small business, I know getting a shout out from someone can be really nice. So want to give a shout out to Spoodiness. I'll leave a link below along with Creality's links as well. But thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.
Bum, bum, bum.